This is the story of an egg. An egg comes from the supermarket, just like cans of corn, or loaves of bread, or a box of breakfast cereal. An egg is just something from a carton. You buy an egg, and you eat it. But then came the term cage-free. If somebody can sell a cage-free egg, how are chickens in cages living? Pretty badly, it turns out. Chickens cram together so closely, they can't turn their bodies or touch the ground. With lives so stressful, many have their beaks cut to prevent them from pecking each other to death. To understand terms like cage-free, we need a lexicon of sustainability. So cage-free eggs are certainly better, but how much better? That's what I asked Alexis Coford, a poultry farmer in Vacaville, California. And she said,
I remember the first time I heard the term cage-free, it was when I read it on a box in a grocery store. And I got kind of excited. I thought maybe these were free chickens running around, and took a little research to find out it didn't mean much, actually. The chickens were still in big, huge houses and industrial factory farms, so I didn't think it was anything more than just good marketing.
A definition for cage-free is a very simple one: not raised in a cage. That's really all it means. It doesn't say anything about the environment they are in. It just says something about the environment they're now not in.
David Evans grazes chickens and cows on coastal farmlands an hour north of San Francisco.
Clearly, we would hope that the environment is better for the chicken outside of the cage. But of course, if it's standing, an inch in its own muck and still can't turn around, it begs the idea of where do we go from there?
The term free range was a term that I really loved. I really thought it meant something for quite a long time. And finally, I realized that one had already been hijacked as well.
The problem with the term free range is that in one's mind, making sense of it, it's, freedom. This is a very American ideal. So when we apply that to a chicken, we're like, wow, this chicken is free to range. Well, it's free to range within a certain size space, which isn't very big. It's much smaller than a chicken would roam in its natural environment.
Imagine a warehouse filled with 5, 50, 500, 5,000 chickens. Now add a tiny door that leads to a small, confined outdoor space. Outside, inside. This is the misunderstood life of a free-range chicken.
Marketing confuses these words, and then people start to believe things that they don't really mean and get confused by all the different labels they see in the store. So it's really important to get back to sort of basic truisms.
People have this image in their head that free range means outdoors, and it's always in mild, perfect climate, sunny without it being too hot.
The Gleason family have worked their lands for 6 generations and are deeply skeptical of the way farming is marketed in this country.
So you can have free range, cage-free that's in a warehouse and everybody's still indoors. Or you can have them outdoors on grass. And I think that's where pastured poultry now is becoming something distinctive and recognized.
I love that term because I think it really, when you say pastured, you immediately think of a field. So it really explains very clearly in one word that the animals are outside running around, and pasture meaning grass, meaning bugs, meaning sunshine. So I think it's a really good defined term for what small farmers are doing.
So we go cage-free, we go free-range, now we're going to pasture-raised. And soon we will go beyond that, to keep trying to define these terms for understanding and transparency so that customers can better support the type of food production models that they want to. And that comes with the information. So we have to continually define these terms.
We're, as small farmers, in a new world where we don't just farm, but we're also educators, and we're also learning how to be marketers so that we can hold on to the authenticity of words and take it back from the big corporations.
And that's the story of an egg. To learn more about terms like cage-free, free-range, and pasture-raised, visit us at lexiconofsustainability.com. And remember, your words can change the world.